guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Danielle, and today I want to talk about flour and its magical properties. So flour can be used to reveal hidden matters. So if you think somebody's, lying and you're trying to get the truth out of them, you can use flour for that. Flour can also be used for purification. It can be used for consistency. Say you're trying to get someone, get your relationship to be consistent. It's been really on again, off again, and you're trying to put consistency into that. Or same thing with unemployment or anything that has been sporadic and you don't want it to be. You want it to be consistent. Use flour. Flour is also really good for grounding. It's good for attracting blessings. If you get different sorts of flours, typical flour is made with wheat, and wheat's properties are fertility, grounding, and prosperity. So if you have that in flour form, you're still going to get those properties. In some traditions, people use white flour for cleansing, and they use whole wheat flour to bring in, to draw financial security. But go with your instincts. If you want to use oat flour, if that's what you have on hand, oat flour is still grounding, it's for prosperity. All grains are for prosperity, and they pretty much have the same properties. And you'll keep coming across grounding, prosperity, fertility in grains. Same thing with rice. That's for fertility, lust. So, like I was saying in my cinnamon properties video, you could use flour as a love element as well if you have that rice flour. So rice flour is fertility, lust, prosperity, and protection. So you can use flour in so many ways. You could make powders from it, like sachet powders. It could be your base for that, and you could add various crushed herbs or spices and different things in their powdered form, and you can sprinkle that on your petitions. You could sprinkle it in your shoes, sprinkle it in your wallet, sprinkle it in the bed. It really just depends on what type of spell you're doing and where you would sprinkle it. Sprinkle it on your sidewalk. Say if you were making a floor sweep for prosperity, you could sweep it on your sidewalk of your business and sweep that in to bring those customers in. And vice versa, if you were using the flour for purification purposes, you would sprinkle that on your sidewalk or on your floor, what have you, and sweep it out and away from you. Typically when you are cleansing, you go from the back of the building and toward the front door and sweep it out the front door. Your front door, you're trying to get things away from you. The front door. The back door, bringing it in. Likewise, like the backyard, that's for pinning things down. So you wouldn't want to sweep your floor sweep out your back door and into your backyard because you're trying to get rid of that negative energy, and that's basically like anchoring that negative energy in your backyard. So yeah, typically front door when you're trying to get something away from you. So that's something you could do with flour, using it like that as a floor sweep. If you want to add a little boost to your flour, or say you're doing kitchen magic, and you typically when you're using flour, you're baking something, you're gonna have to add baking soda or baking powder. Well, you could charge that baking powder or baking soda with the intention of raising the energy of that spell, increasing the energy, or to increase expectations. So those are the properties for baking soda and baking powder. And you can just add a pinch of that if you're cooking, or if you're not, and just add a pinch of that to your flour mixture, whatever it is you're doing, to increase the energy of it, have a nice little boost. So that would be really powerful if you had the flour, the baking soda, and the cinnamon and whatever else, and you're trying to increase the energy for, say, a prosperity floor sweep or a prosperity powder or something like that. That would be a very powerful but simple recipe. Things don't have to be complicated to be powerful. In fact, you will find the simpler you keep things, the better. You don't have to muddle your brain with a whole bunch of, formalities and steps, and, it's just 3 basic things, basic motions, and that's easy for your mind to pick up on, and easier for you to raise that energy, rather your energy going toward you remembering complicated incantations and different things like that, or trying to remember another language, how some people do spells in Latin and different things. That's going to take more focus, and you're going to be focusing on the Latin versus focusing on raising your power. So don't ever underestimate simplicity. So that is it, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.